Welcome to Bat Signals from the Multiverse, your weekly spotlight on comics, TV, and cinema. I'm Bradley Butin, the Emperor of Awesome, and each week I shine a signal on one title, breaking down what critics and fans are saying, rating their takes on the signal scale. Then I'll serve up my own review using the signal, shining the light on plot, acting, entertainment, visuals, and rewatchability, and see where I rank with IMDb, Letterboxd, and Rotten Tomatoes. We're going to start with a synopsis and just the creators of this. And today we are talking about a big, bold, beautiful journey. Did I like it? I guess you're going to wait and find out. A quick synopsis is: two strangers who meet at a mutual friend's wedding have the chance to relive important moments from their past, illuminating the path that led them to the present and gaining the opportunity to change their futures. This is directed by Kaganda, and he is known for Columbus, After Yang, Pachinko, and A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey. Written by Seth Rice. He also wrote The Menu. Love that movie. A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey, Onion, Sports Dome is what he has as his known for. And top stars are, we have Colin Farrell, and Colin is known for The Lobster, In Bruges, SWAT, and The Batman. Margot Robbie plays Sarah from Suicide Squad, Wolf of Wall Street, Barbie, Birds of Prey. She's fantastic. Everybody knows her, along with Colin Farrell. Jennifer Grant, more older people would recognize this one. She's from Babylon, 90210, the original, Savage, and Movie Stars. Hamish Linkletter plays David's father from The Big Ship, Battleship, Fantastic Four, 2005, and Magic in the Moonlight. Phoebe Waller-Bridge, she plays the cashier from Solo, A Star Wars Story, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, Fleabag, and Killing Eve. And last, Kevin Kline is the mechanic from Wild Wild West, A Fish Called Wanda, Dave, and French Kiss. All right, so now we know the creatives. Let's take a look at what the critics are saying, and then we'll get into what the audience is saying. My first critic review is from Jack Martin from Film Theater, and he says, "It is two competing visions getting in the way of one another and turning something that should have been an easy to comprehend into an incoherent and overindulgent mess which can't make heads or tails of itself." All right. Katie Walsh from the Tribune News Service says, "What should have been a tearjerker and a moving story about learning to be open to life surprises doesn't have much more impact than a beautifully rendered inspirational Instagram quote." Oh, wow. Travis Hobson from Punch Drunk Critics, "This momentous attempt to mine something genuine out of a surreal, overlong meeting cute is a massive waste of talent in front of and behind the camera." Jana Manji from Age of the Geek, "Besides reminding me that Colin Farrell can sing, this film reminded me that we must choose to take big, bold, beautiful journeys, and happiness is a choice. This film will inspire you, if you let it." And my final critic review is from Cameron Meyer, from MeyerMovies.com. And this is, "Choose to be content and enjoy the moments of happiness that come from that," Sarah tells David. "Though I am not overjoyed by all of Kaganga's choices, I am content, and that quite contentment is affording me a surprising amount of movie happiness." Okay, so let's review the reviews. Here's what the internet's got on the tray today. Here's my quick disclaimer. I'm on a mission to dig up the juiciest, most over-the-top bad reviews I can find. I picked purely because the title caught my eye. Why? Because there's no drama in a good review. That's why. More unhinged, petty, or bizarre the complaint, the higher it'll rank on the signal scale. I didn't have a lot to pick from, so here we go. We're going to go through these together. What is the signal scale? I got 5 categories. Yeah, and like I just said, the more crazy, the higher up you're gonna go. We're gonna start with an Alfred call to Gordon Stern looks. The 3 would be Harley's side eye. Margot Robbie's in there, so hopefully we have at least one of those. Two-Face flip out was a 4, and a 5 would be the Joker's mouth. Pure chaos and unhinged hate. All right, we are going to start with Ruba 795, and they gave this a 1 out of 10 and is simply titled Chaos on Screen. Idea of a movie is great, but something made it extremely chaotic. Maybe the writing. It could have been much deeper and more organized, but it ended up being a disappointment. The movie is messy in an annoying way, and I have to admit, even gave me a bit of a headache. What makes this even more disappointing is that the movie tries to be philosophical. It raises questions about how memories shape who we are, but the answers are delivered in such a direct and shallow way that nothing feels profound. The dialogue often feels forced, like it's trying hard to be deep when in reality it says very little. Visually and emotionally, the movie misses its chance to impress. Instead of being a big, bold, and beautiful journey, it feels like a lost, messy, and headache-inducing one. This film could have been so much better, deeper, cleaner, and more powerful. Sadly, it ends up being a wasted opportunity and a disappointing experience. Okay, so where's this? It's fair, I guess. I don't think it's serious. I don't think it's super sharp. Is there validity to this? Probably some. We're going to go with a Gordon Stern look, a number 2 on this one. Next, I have from M65, a 2 out of 10. And this is a big, bold waste of time and money. All right, let's go for the unhinged hate. Nowadays, cinema either produces repetitive, formulaic works that please everyone or comes up with a new idea executed terribly. Our film today falls into the second category. The movie takes us on an empty journey between 2 hollow characters that tries to be philosophical and deep, but its core is unnaturally shallow. The message is simple, yet it's covered by symbolism that lacks depth and does not support the story in any way. The screenplay is as cheap as it gets. The film attempts to imitate several romantic movies and fails at everything. The only star goes to the direction. Okay. It's a little bit more than Gordon. I think we're going to give this one a Harley's side-eye. A little unhinged, a little funny, a little nitpicky, clowning around, but not totally destructive. All right. And last but not least, Vengeance 20. This is a 3 out of 10, and warning, spoilers. So I went to see this one purely because I was bored. I guess also that, and the fact that I was slightly curious to the film and if it would be any good. 2 strangers who meet at a mutual friend's wedding have the chance to relive important moments from their past, illuminating the path that led them to the present and gaining the opportunity to change their futures. I found the film to be mostly pretty flat, boring, and depressing. The time-traveling theme to it alone took away from the seriousness of the film. The actors weren't exactly likable, never mind a good match with zero chemistry between them. The film's storyline is pretty thin and samey too. With an overly long runtime of 1 hour and 43 minutes, 103 minutes, and a sluggish pacing for the sake of it, the film had very little in redeeming features. There's a bit of eye candy with Robbie, but aside from some funny moments which got a chuckle out of me at best, it was cack. The ending was pretty much what we'd expect anyway, and not a surprise. Again, the film was so drawn out and dull, it lacked any sort of excitement or punch as it limped from scene to scene. So depressingly, the actors tried, I guess, with the roles, but honestly, I wasn't feeling it. Was this one? Overall, it's pretty adult. It's a pretty dull rom-com. if you can call it that, and a pretty depressing and overly long drama film, which makes watching paint dry seem more fun. It's a pretty depressing film with such bold and a bright title. Okay, I actually really like this one, and it does actually kind of remind me of a couple things in there that I didn't like. I have a rule when it comes to movies, and that is the movie fog. If I'm immersed in it, I can overlook some of those things. I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's put this on the signal scale first. We are going to go probably Alfred Calm. This is a reasonable critique, 100%. So this is going to be a 1 with an Alfred's Calm. Okay. Did you agree or disagree with the reviews? Were there any points in the reviews that you didn't think of? Were the reviews actually valid? All right. We heard from the critic reviews and the audience. It's time to go through mine on the Signal review. The Signal review system. Okay, here's the thing. There's a lot of good points in some of these, and it does change what I was originally thinking about this. So we're going to start. I got 5 categories for 5 points each. Plot, writing, entertainment, visuals, and rewatchability. We're going to start with the plot. What is this movie about? Yeah, we've heard it in the review. We heard it in the reviews, and they're right. It's about 2 people meet at a wedding. It's your normal meet cute, and they go on this journey. They're in an old car with a new GPS, and it kind of takes them on a journey so they can relive different points in their life to try to change or get on a different road. It's kind of the way I took it. I took it as everybody's on the road, but there's turns and there's curves and everything, and there's doors that you can go through or not go through. And I thought that was beautiful. And so the plot, I am going to give this a 4. The writing, next, did they sell the movie? It was long. That's not the writing fault. We'll get, I think that'll probably come into more play in, you know what? I think it was too long, and I think the only thing I put that is in the plot. I'll put that in entertainment. So anyway, the writing, did they sell it? Yes, they did sell it. It could have been better. There was a lot of forcedness in this, and I feel like that is a problem. I feel like they could have trimmed it a lot more. The story was good. I liked it. I had a good time. But even I went with my 13-year-old daughter, and even after she's like, is this a rom-com? She was questioning that. That should have been a big red flag for me as well, even though I really enjoyed the movie. So I'm going to give this a 3 for the writing. Next, entertainment. Is this worth your time? Yeah, it's worth your time. I don't think you have to see it in the big theater. I don't think this is a movie that you want to get. It's artsy. For me, it felt like a play. It felt like I was watching a play. And you want to see stuff like that in a movie or in like a theater, and you're there, but then it's a movie, and you feel like, okay, I could have got all this on my couch. So for that, my entertainment value is going to be a 2. Next, the visuals. I thought this was a beautiful movie. I love the doors. I love what they were trying to do. I think they did miss the mark on this one a little bit. And for visuals, I'm going to give this a 3. And lastly, would I watch this again? No, I don't think I need to watch this again. I think like once is enough. And so I don't know if I would or not if it came up. So I'm going to give this a 1 for rewatchability. So this is going to be 13 out of 25 points for a big, bold, beautiful journey. And you know what? I liked it. I walked out of the movie feeling really good. I was like, man, yeah. And then the more of the reviews that I was reading, it changed my reviews. I was going to give this a lot more praise than this. So when I went through everything, I originally had this at like a 20. And I just kind of chipped away all the way down to 13 out of 25. So that's fine. I'm glad, because it did bring up some good points. So with that, the signal scales with 13 out of 25. Let's see if I'm in line with everybody else. All right, so IMDb has this right now at a 6.2 out of 10. We're over that halfway mark. I know I'm right at about half. So 13 out of 25. I'm like just a smidge over the halfway point. Metacritic has a set of 41 out of 100 based on 39 critic reviews. And the user scores a 4.9 out of 10 based on 16 user reviews. So I feel like I'm a little bit ahead of Metacritic. So I'd like to a little bit more. Letterboxd is a 3 out of 5, so just over that halfway mark. So I'm right in line with Letterboxd. And then Rotten Tomatoes, man, this one is a 37% on the tomato meter. That's the critic reviews. And then the popcorn meter has it at a 58%. So I'm more in line with the audience than I am with the critics on this one. And I think that's fair. I think that does fit in with where I was going with this. So there we go. All right. We talked about A Big Bold Beautiful Journey. I put out a bunch of TikToks here just recently. I've been getting through my comics that I've been neglecting. And we got to talk a little bit about Deadpool Batman #1 came out because that was pretty big. I check out the TikTok and check out the shorts. I gave that a 20 out of 25. Marvel Zombies 1. Man, I wanted to like that one so bad, but I didn't. Again, I'm giving it a 14 out of 25. Absolute Batman #12. That one is freaking fantastic. It's a 23 out of 25. And Predator Kills the Marvel Universe. I rated that one down at a 22 out of 25 as well. You should definitely check these all out. Maybe not Marvel Zombies. The best part about the Marvel Zombies was the art. So if you like cool art and you want to see a bunch of superheroes being eaten by zombies, yeah, check it out. It's about the best thing I got, man. So here we go. That's it for this week's Bat Signal. If you agree, disagree, or if you just want to sound the alarm, drop a comment or hit me up on TikTok and YouTube. Don't forget to follow the show, leave me a review, and keep your eyes on the sky. The signal's always shining. Don't forget to follow the podcast, and let's have a good day.